Right, everyone, it's time to detach from the Conference League. It's time to think about the Serie A, because this is one of those matches which can easily be underestimated after a match which we lost, a match which broke her 10 consecutive good results streak. And, you know, coming towards this match, our mentality can be more fragile than it was last week, than it was 2 weeks ago. But, you know, once again, coming towards this match, there is no discussion to who is the favourites of this match, to who is most likely to get the 3 points. And if you ask me, I can't see anything else rather than a Roma win this Sunday. I say it out loud when I'm not confident, but I just think Sunday's match is one of those matches where we just need to win. And I've said this against Genoa, and then we didn't end up winning. I truly think, and I can't see any other result this weekend rather than a win. And to be honest with you, it would also be perfect not to concede. And winning, not conceding, can also prepare us mentally for the second leg of Bodo Glimt, which will be played next Thursday. But once again, it's important for the players to not think about Bodo Glimt anymore. Bodo Glimt was yesterday, and now Bodo Glimt is in 1 week's time. We've got SALERNITANA in the middle of this Bodo Glimt, thoughts, and it's important not to just spend time thinking about Bodo Glimt next Thursday, because this is a very important match. Now, this is, you see, another reason why we need to win is because Juventus, just like us, are playing against a team we're fighting to not get relegated. However, unlike Salernitana, Cagliari, which is who Juventus are playing this weekend, are more talented. If you ask me, they've got better players. They're playing at home, so who knows? After a defeat against Inter Milan, after a defeat against Villarreal, maybe Juventus' mentality has dropped down. I highly doubt they will lose, but who knows? Football is weird, an upset can come, and the second Juventus were to lose points, then, and the second we were to win the matches, then would be what, 1 or 2 points from Juventus. So yes, it is hard to get fourth, but now that we've won the derby, now that we've won against Sampdoria, we can't end the Serie A streak now. Let's believe in the fourth position for as long as we can believe it. Just to give you a confirmation, we are currently, we are 5 points from Juventus. So by winning and them drawing or losing, we would get closer to them. I'm not saying we're getting fourth. I do think Juventus will still get fourth. I think our priority right now is the Conference League. And our priority right now, in my opinion, is also to try and protect the 5th position. Lazio are playing with yet another team who's fighting for relegation. Possibly the team who needs to save themselves the most because of Italian history of football. And Lazio are playing in Genoa against Genoa. So, the Fiorentina are playing in Napoli. A few teams can lose points. This is a match where I am totally for turnovers. But the idea of having a turnover doesn't need to be doesn't need to dominate everything, because we've seen what Roma's like without our starting 11 players. We've seen it in October against Bodo Glimt. We've seen it many times, and we've seen how many times we've lost points to small clubs. Now, coming towards this match, as I said before, obviously our momentum kind of dropped because the last time we lost, apart from Bodo Glimt yesterday, was in January, the 6th of January, against Juventus. After that, only draws or goals, and we didn't even concede many goals. The fact that we lost against Bodo Glimt does kind of end this momentum streak, but it is important, to counteract on our behalf, because it's a very important match, which I can see can easily be underestimated. But at the same time, I'm going to say it again, I don't want to jinx anything, but I can't see anything else rather than a Roma win this Sunday. And I've said it against Genoa, and we didn't even win. So, you know what? Let's see what this match brings. But obviously, something which we need to try and avoid, as I said at the start, is think about Bodo Glimt. Because Bodo Glimt is in 1 week's time. Right now, we need to think about this match. Then we'll think about Bodo Glimt. So, right, I'm going to talk about them for a second, for about 2 to 3 minutes. Then I'll give my predicted 11, and then I'll end the last 2 minutes about something which I want to talk about when it comes to that match against Bodo Glimt. So one of the things which I want to talk about is Salernitana. As you can see from the stats, they're 20th in the league. They're last in the league. Out of all the Serie A matches they played, they have only won 3, which does put a big alert on them. Basically, the match that they're going to play against us this weekend is the last chance. I do think it's physically impossible for them to stay safe after only winning 3 matches in the Serie, especially because they still need to play some very tough matches apart from us. But yeah, so they've only won 3 matches, which puts to mind that they're absolutely appalling. They're 20th in the league. Their top scorer is Bonazzoli, but it's a team which doesn't score much. It's a team which has 2 of our ex-players, both Fazio and Perotti, or Salernitana players, but both Fazio and Perotti are unavailable for this match. One of the players which is very, 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 I think he's talented, and I think we need to be careful, is Verdi. Now, he's one of those few players which I've seen in my generations which can shoot 100% accuracy with both his right foot and his left foot. He is amazing, and free kicks is what we need to avoid with him. But overall as a team, from their goalkeeper to their attackers, to their midfielders, to the defenders, they are very low quality. And I do think that our B team needs to win against this match. Even the academy team needs to win against this team. I'm not trying to, downfall them, because I feel like I've downfalled many teams many times and then they've suddenly won. But it's as I said before, it's important to not underestimate, because I can see us easily underestimating this match as we did over the course of this season so many times. We did it against Venezia, we did it against Bologna, we did it against Sampdoria, we did it against Genoa. It's time to stop that. And we're playing at home, as I was saying in the stream a few hours ago. COVID restrictions are gone. This Sunday is the first match after 2 years of lockdown, which the Olimpico and all the other Italian stadiums will be back at full capacity. And that will give a massive, massive, massive boost to the Bodo-Glimt match, as we already said. But it will also give a massive reason to try and win and to try and perform well in welcoming the fans back, welcoming 70,000 fans back at the stadium. It's another positive thing to think about when it comes to winning this match. But overall as a team, they're appalling. They've played last weekend against Torino at home, and they lost. They didn't even score. So as I said before, I can't picture anything else rather than a Roma win. Now this leads me on to my predicted 11, which is a very, very, very important predicted 11, because I do think there will be some very important returns, and there will also be some very important key players missing, as I'm totally for, because we need to rest. The sun is so bright. Let me just look at my eyes. I'm blinded by the lights. Let me turn this down. Right, there you go. That's way better. Right, let me get something to write my predicted 11 on. What can I write on? Right, I can write on this. There we go. So, I do think, as I said before, we will see a lot of players resting, because our priority this season is the Conference League, and we don't have an advantage as we did against Vitesse. But I do think some players will come back, and one of these players, in my opinion, is Zaniolo, and we'll talk about Zaniolo in a sec. So I think Rui Patricio will start. Can we hypothetically see Fusato start after a bad performance from Rui Patricio, to give Rui Patricio a fresh up? No, because starting Fusato in goal basically undermines everything, and basically means that Mourinho doesn't care about this match, and it's wrong to not care about this match, because as I said before, yes, Juventus will probably win, but if we don't win this match, we can't have that top 4 hesitation, so starting Fusato, just in my opinion, just gives me a message that Mourinho doesn't want to win this, and we can't start Fusato, because the more we start these players, the worse it will be. So Rui Patricio in goal. I think, to be honest with you, I'll give Maitland-Niles a shout. I think, Maitland-Niles, I'll give him a shout. We'll play with a 3. We're gonna play the same way as we played the derby, because that's the match where from now on until the end of the season we need to we need to focus on. If we play against Salernitana like the way we played against Lazio, we'll destroy them. If we play the way we played against Lazio, against Bodo Glimt, we'll destroy them. So that's the match to focus on. But there will be some substitutions. So Rui Patricio in goal. I'm going Ibanez in defense. I'm going Kumbula in defense, and I'm going Smalling in defense. To be honest with you, Mancini's injured, and his injury is not as serious as people thought. I think the top three centre backs will play. Then Maitland-Niles will start on the right hand side. I think Veretout will start this match. I've said it many times to not start Veretout in this match, but yeah, start Veretout because he is a starting player. He's a starting 11 player. Now, my big question in this match, which I would consider if I was Mourinho, rest Oliveira for sure. Oliveira will 100% rest for this match. I can count on that. And Cristante will also rest because I see Cristante and Oliveira starting on Thursday against Bodo Glimt. Now, we can easily see Veretout and Bove, but in my opinion, I have a feeling Mourinho has understood that Veretout is a dickhead. And I've said this many times. Why do we give a chance? Why do we start a player who has shown everyone that he is a dickhead, who has shown everyone that he doesn't want to play in this team anymore, who has kind of seek revenge on Mourinho because that basically the only reason why he partied with his wife, which had contracted COVID, is basically because he didn't retain himself as important anymore because Mourinho didn't start him anymore. Is that the behavior you do if Mourinho doesn't have faith in you anymore? It's like, so you see, starting Veretout, I think it's disrespectful to players like Darboe, to players like Diawara, who deserve it more than Veretout. So you know what? I'm not going to put Veretout in because I know Mourinho pretty well. He's a savage boy. And I don't think Veretout deserves it. So I'm going to go with a very young midfielder. Academy players are something which we need to focus on. So I am going to put Bove and I'm going to put Darboe in. Darboe playing back after God knows how much time. The last match he played was probably at home against either Zora Luhansk back in the days. I'm going to give Darboe a chance. He is talented. He's got potentials. So Darboe, in my opinion, will start. And on the left-hand side, Zalewski needs to rest. Vigna is completely cut out of all the project of this team. And I'll speak about Vigna once again in a sec. You know what? I'm going to put El Shaarawy. El Shaarawy deserves it. El Shaarawy needs to start. I think El Shaarawy deserves way more minutes in his legs. So I think El Shaarawy. So let me recap. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm missing 3 players. I am going with... Let's see. Pellegrini can easily stop this, right? But Pellegrini is fragile. I'm going to go Mkhitaryan. Because I can see Mkhitaryan scoring in this match. And then I'm going Shomurodov and Felix up front. Yes, I'm going like this. Now, this will be a tough match for Felix because Salernitana will obviously park the bus. Yes, a point, grabbing a draw, aka grabbing a point at the Olimpico is useless for them because they need to win to try and save themselves. But if they know that if they start attacking and if they start opening up, we will absolutely threaten them. And if Salernitana come at the Olimpico to win, therefore they attack, they play wide, they let us counter-attack, we can easily score 5 or 4 like in the first match of the season. Felix up front, in my opinion, his performance depends a lot on how Salernitana will approach the match. If they close themselves down, Felix will be atrocious because Felix needs space. But Tammy will rest. So Tammy will 100% rest. He's not even 100% fit. He played on his injury yesterday, so it's always bad to do so. Hopefully he'll be back for Bodo Glimt, but if not, rest him now and start him definitely for next Thursday for Bodo. So my predicted 11 is Rui Patricio in goal, Smalling, Kumbula and Ibanez in defence, El Shaarawy, Darboe, back, Bove and Maitland-Niles as midfielders, Mkhitaryan, Felix and Shomurodov up front. Now, I want to talk about Vina. Oh, no. Not Felix. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. Actually, yes, Felix, Mkhitaryan will rest and Zaniolo will play behind them. Sorry. Zaniolo, obviously. Zaniolo is a big part of this match. Zaniolo will play. Mkhitaryan will rest. Just because if Zaniolo doesn't play well in this match, then he will definitely not start against Bodo. You see, I want to talk about Zaniolo for a sec because this is gonna be Zaniolo's match. The fans are back. Stadium is full. This is where Zaniolo needs to get everything back sorted. It's Zaniolo's match. And that's how I'm going to call this. It's his match. It's his time to get this dark period away from him. From the missed derby, to the missed match against Macedonia as the Italian national team, to the injury, to the booze after the Vitesse. He's living a tough moment. This is a match for Zaniolo to get back into the rhythm of the team. And trust me, it's his match. It's his match. I can see him smashing here. I can see him scoring. But I'm not gonna put him as striker because he's not been playing well so lately as a striker. Plus, he doesn't have Tammy's support. So I would much rather see Zaniolo serving Shomurodov and Felix. It's gonna be Zaniolo's match. If Zaniolo plays well, who knows? It can have counter. It can change the transfer market. If Zaniolo plays well, then we might see him on Thursday against Bodo Glimt, back supporting with Tammy, back with that link up. But Zaniolo's back from his mysterious injury, so he'll definitely be back. I want to talk about Vina now. Vina is... I'm done criticizing him. I've said too much about Vina. But unfortunately, after yesterday's performance, Vina should be sold, Vina should be loaned, however, just get him out of the team. Now, another problem, which I think, thinking about the future, Roma needs to really sort out. But not just Roma. A lot of players in this area. You see, the amount of money that we spent on Vina, £30 million, could... It's so hard to actually believe that we paid £30 million to sign Vina. That's the thing. And the problem is, this is the reason why Italy are not in a World Cup. This is why... I'm not speaking just on the behalf of Roma here. I'm speaking on the behalf of the Serie A teams. This is why this nation is not in a World Cup. Because in the Premier League, they experiment with young players. Emil Smith-Rowe, Mason Mount, Phil Foden, Bukayo Saka, Tyrone Mings in defence. In the Premier League, managers have the balls to try young players. You see, this is a league where this ideology of football is non-existent. And the reason why Italy are not in a World Cup is, another reason a reason of why Italy is in a World Cup, it's because the Italian teams spend so much money on buying players from just unknown leagues. And this doesn't give time and basically doesn't allow younger academy players, younger Italian academy players who are 20 times better than Vina to show who they are. You see, it's the problem with Italian football is this. And the fact that we're not in a World Cup traces back to this. In the Atalanta team, there is one Italian player. How is this supposed to be How are we supposed to go on hoping that Italy gets in a World Cup, being sad about Italy not being in a World Cup, if that's the reality of Italian football. Atalanta have one Italian player in their starting 11. Roma, to be honest with you, is one of the players which has the most Italian players in their team. Mancini, Pellegrini, who else? Zaniolo, El Shaarawy. We've got a lot. AC Milan, who do they have? Romagnoli and Tonali, that's it. And Florenzi. And this is why, you see, it all... Instead of... From now on, instead of spending these useless amounts of money on players like Vigna, wouldn't it be better to get a few players from our academy team, like Calafiori for example, and start them? That is the problem in this league, and it needs to be solved, because otherwise we can't hope of seeing Italy playing a World Cup, because it won't happen. It just won't. This is why we need to get players which are not even Italian. João Pedro, who played the match against Macedonia, don't tell me he's Italian. He might speak Italian, but he's not Italian. Jorginho might speak Italian, but he's not Italian. And you see, the problem is this. So my predicted 11 to recap is Rui Patricio in goal, Ibanez, Kambula, Smalling, Maitland-Niles, Bove, Darboe, El Shaarawy, Zaniolo, Shomurodov and Felix. Now, the last thing I want to talk about is something which, you see, apparently, I don't know, our assistant goalkeeper has threatened their coach, and I don't know if their coach has assaulted and threatened our assistant goalkeeper in yesterday's match, but I've seen comments blaming me. Saying, oh, don't you think supporting Roma is shit? Oh, you should be... What am I supposed to do? I was there commenting the match with you guys. I'm here speaking about this team daily. I'm here supporting this team daily. What am I supposed to do if that guy punches that guy? And apparently it's my fault. You see, it just doesn't make sense. I'm here supporting this team, and no, I'm not gonna change. I'm not gonna change team. I'm not gonna dramatically. I'm not gonna support Roma anymore because it's a disgrace. Don't get me wrong. Say no to violence in football, but you see, what am I supposed to do with any of this? And you see, it's just the way it is. So yeah, we've got Salernitana this weekend. We have to win. To put pressure on Juventus, because I do think they will win, especially after so many bad results in the Champions League and in the Serie A. And then obviously heads to Bodo Glimt. Many players will rest, but some experienced players will definitely start this match. If you haven't already, ladies and gentlemen, smash the subscribe button. Let's try to get 3,000 subscribers as fast as possible. If you haven't already and you're watching this, subscribe if you haven't already, and smash the like button as well if you haven't already. Comment in the comments your predicted 11 for Salernitana this weekend. Follow me on Instagram over there in the yellow box down below at @TheRomaGalo_. And I'll catch you tomorrow. Not for Mourinho's press conference, because it won't happen. He said he's not gonna have it. Good on him.